Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I apologize. I know it's been a long time since we had this conversation. I've had a chance for an opportunity to share some footage, but life has been life, and I'm not a full-time angler. Be nice if I could be, but I'm not. So I had to work. As many of you all know that I do work in higher ed, and it's been absolute crazy the last 6 to 8 months. But nonetheless, I have been recording some footage, and we have had some things and we've had some pretty good times on the water. So I want to share that with you as we go. Thanks to all my subscribers. If you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, and we're going to go right into what I have for you all today. Welcome back to another episode of Finding Fish. Hey, my name is Dr. Peter Ely, and I am also known as the Professor. So, here we go. 2022. This is my first video post of the year. I've been in a couple of tournaments already, and I'm behind on my footage put up. When you have to edit and do everything and put all this stuff together, and just finding time to do it. It happens to be Good Friday. I have a little bit of time today, and I said I'm gonna do this video today. Can't lose my subscribers. I love you guys. I learned so much from you all, and I hope that you all continue to learn from me. As we represent today, Carolina Waters? No, these are not paid advertisements, but I like the way it matched. Carolina Waters, Cash and Rods. Y'all know I love Cash and Rods. Actually, I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Cashin this past week because I was in the store and I bought 2 rods. Yeah, I bought 2. They were expensive. But you're going to see why in this video, why I like them rods. Because I got something to show you today. I got something to show you on today that was able to do on this week out there on the water. So as we go forward, I will share those things with you. All right, so this past week we fished the Central Carolina Kayak Fishing Tournament. It was at Falls Lake here right outside Raleigh, Creedmoor, Granville County area if you're familiar with North Carolina. This was event number 2. First event got washed out. They still had it, but the weather was really bad. I ain't gonna lie, I chickened out. I asked for my money back. Glad I did. I would take my L's on that without a problem because the weather was just atrocious, and I was here at the house watching this. And those who went, it was not a very good time. As much as I love to fish, I did pick safety on that day. They've gotten me out there some crazy times, but that one I did bow out on. So charged that one to my head, not my heart, but my head said, "Hey, we can't do it today." So I want to go into it. I'm going to got beautiful footage today. All the fish. You all know my style that I commentate through it. So we'll do it and we'll jump right into that. All right, let's go. All right, so we're starting out here. Throwing the crankbait. I'm probably in like 4 foot of water. I was thinking they'd be up shallow. And I was trying to get them up shallow. Throwing a little square bill here. As you see. My motor, for whatever reason, was not working. I think it's a power issue. I don't know. A little disappointed to go out there with that nice motor on a very, as you're going to find out later, windy day and not get it. But you see here, I got a little small one here. Get the skunk off you is always a nice thing early. And you see I just give him a nice little boat flip here to throw him in the boat. Here, fishing a little wooded line there, as you can see. I only had my back camera on me today. And I think the wind turned it around late, a little bit later, so I didn't have my front camera on. On today, the water temperature there was probably right at 60 degrees, and it was there. So you see, Kayak Fishing with Christ representing them, and there's the identifier. Boom, you see that's like right at like 12.5 inches. Got the skunk off. So you see now the water has definitely got a lot rougher. It was pretty rough out there. Here I'm fishing some grass lines. They had this grass, weed stuff all over the place. You can see that bow in the rod. Good crankbait rod. I know I don't work for Lew's, but I love the Lew's crankbait David Fritz. I got them at, again, here's another pub, Rock Outdoors here in Lexington, North Carolina. As you can see how that rod just bows. Fish try to get away there. Gave a little shake. Solid fish though. This one surprised me because I was on my way out when this fish hit. So you can see there, little crankbait in his mouth. there, and we get that fish off and get him on the board. So at this time, it's probably like 2.5 hours later, and I'm starting to find the fish. You see solid fish. That's an 18 and a quarter. 18 and a quarter. So you see I'm still throwing that crankbait down that grass line, and I'm thinking, okay, this might be a pattern. They might be in front of this grass line here today, trying to maintain that water. And you're gonna see, boom, there's another one right there. I felt that one, and we're fighting. And you see, I saw the size of the fish. I was like, whoa, buddy. Why my net was behind me, I don't know. I usually keep it on front of me on my drive. So obviously I'm pedaling because for whatever reason, my motor wasn't working. I couldn't fix that on the water. So again, guys, get yourself a crankbait rod. I promise you, you would not regret it. I know some like glass. This one's actually graphite.
I'll get that.
I paid $99 for this. This was the rod end combo. It comes with a it was the Lew's crankback David Fritz from North Carolina. 18 and a quarter there, as you see. He's from North Carolina. He's from my area, so you know I do support local. And but he got a great rod. So you see another crankbait. So at this point, yeah, I see a pattern here. I'm throwing them off these wood lines right in front of grass. And here you go. Here come another one. So I'm starting to catch some fish. I caught 4 fish, and I think in less than an hour. So I'm starting to find them off these grassy points here. There's another one. Boom. Now, I'll give you a little story about that fish. That fish cost me something, but we'll talk about that. Here we go. We got another one. So I'm just hitting them back to back to back to back to back. It's going good. I'm enjoying the trip here. But that wind was brutal. I cannot lie to you. The wind was brutal.
Cold, guys. Cold.
That's my first color of the year, so I'm excited about it. I'm culling, so that means now, you know what I get to do? I get to throw the big baits. Because y'all know I'm a jig fisherman. So there you go. Boom. That's 13 and a half there. So now, notice that casting rod. That's the casting worming jig rod I'm throwing. And y'all know what I do. I throw the jig. Y'all know the jig is my thing. Got a big bite here. Boom. I can tell it was a big bite right away. Talking to myself. Look at that casting rod. Look how it just handled that fish. Guys, invest in your equipment if you can. I get it. Everybody can't afford that stuff. But I'm telling you, it makes a difference.
Oh my God.
I also have the Cast King reel.
Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Clearly your boy was excited because I knew that was the kick of fish that I needed. And I was going to have a decent tournament. Now, I will note at this time.
Hey guys, you see this? I tanked. Absolute tank. Yeah. I don't know what's gonna wait. Ain't nothing big, though. Let me go ahead and get stuff ready to get it. And get it back in the water.
So you can see that I got the 20 and a half out of that. Now, at this particular time with that particular fish, I did not know where I was in the tournament. We are now switched to the Fishing Chaos app, and I clearly did not understand this app. I was all over the place in this app, and because of that, it cost me, and you're going to see here in a little bit. So as you can see, I had a solid day on the water, and I'm grateful to God for that. Representing kayak fishing with Christ. So let's talk about this little bit of fish a little bit. So here, this was just a great fish. I estimated probably between a solid 6 for sure. I mean, I could barely hold the thing up, and I'm trying to do, the hold up the selfie thing. Put her back in the water. Obviously, she was full of eggs. Tail was all beat and bloody. Caught that on a jig using that casting rod. Y'all saw it work there. And I was also, believe it or not, I had a Cast King. Cast King now makes this affordable line of reels. And the reason I was even interested in the Cast King was because it was a 10 to 1 ratio, something ridiculous, right? So I wanted for a frog to be able to, get that frog out of there. And so I bought one, and I was like, man, this thing is fast, and I like it. And it was like about $130. I can't tell you, where your price range or what you can afford. And I thought, I'd say, okay. And then I bought one, and then I bought another. And so I knocked the version off the rod and that with that catch right there. Big fish, y'all saw that rod. If you can't afford a expensive reel, I get it. But the rod, in my opinion, this is just Peter. In my opinion, the professor is that the rod is the deal. The rod really takes a lot of the load off. You want good strong drag, obviously, but that rod, if you got a good rod, I've just noticed, especially cranking. Knock on wood, I haven't lost any fish really cranking because that crankbait is just that rod is so soft that it'll move and flop and all this kind of stuff for you on that. So, that's that. So now I come to standings. Okay, boom, in the standings, your boy finished fifth, right? But I should have been in 4th place. Tell y'all what happened. I told y'all the Fishing Chaos app, I ain't real clear on it. I did not look at the leaderboard the entire day. You know why? Not because I didn't want to. Is that I didn't know how to get to it. I kept seeing the leaderboard for the monthly tournament, but the leaderboard for the day, I could not find out how to get to it. I thought I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't get to it, so I didn't see it. In fact, the way I found out where I stood at, I called a friend of mine, and he told me, he said, oh yeah, I've been kind of chasing you all day. My friend Dave Hart, you see Dave is right here at 83. Shouts out to Dave. And he said, yeah, I've been chasing you all day. And I'm like, really? I was like, so what did you do? And he told me what he did. I said, oh, I must have did all right. And come to find out, here I am. But in the top 5, 2 of my fish were questionable. There's been some new rule changes again, charging to me, that now when you lay the fish down, they don't want you touching the tail. So, thank God, I take multiple pictures. So when I have that fish over me, I'm like, bloop, 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 bloop. Because I don't know about you all, I've had fish jump off the board. I've had good fish jump off the board, and that's a problem. So I was trying to hold it, took some pictures. I tried to take some of it out, and to be honest, this is my way. I normally, first pictures I take, I just put my hand on it. Then I want to make sure, I ain't covering the gill plate, okay? Because I know that someone will get you for that. Then I was trying to hold the tail down because he kept flopping his tail up. So then I took some pictures there. And then what I try to do at the last part, I kind of lay it down. Okay, fishy. Okay, fish. But the fish flops up, right? And to be honest, most of the time my fish jumps off the board. Almost every time. I got so many pictures of where if you have an iPhone, you have these what they call the live pics of fish doing the backflip off my board. But by that time, I got what I wanted. I got what I needed. So what I typically do is I after that point, they gone, and I go through and I scroll through all my pictures. And I try to find the best ones. Usually, for some reason, my phone takes the picture in the vertical all the time. So I end up turning it around. And I learned that trick from William. Shouts out to William McQueen. Thank you, brother. He showed me that. He said, hey, what he does is he would turn them around. And the one he turned around, he know that's the one to submit. So I used that trick. I was doing that. And so I was picking the best fish. I was just picking the best pictures. That's all I care about. Get them in. Sent them in, and then I got some messages that my fish were denied, including that big 20. I was like, what? No. So went back and looked, and it was like, okay, I get it. But I said, but most TDs, and our group does this too. If you have another picture, because we get the integrity and the spirit of the rule, but if an angler caught the fish, the angler caught the fish, and we want them to be, earn their, their stripes or celebrated or whatever. So they was like, if you have another picture that you're not doing that and can prove that, then we're good to go. I was able to produce that. and got that finished. But in all of that, somehow, if you notice, I caught 6 fish. I've only submitted 5. Again, user error. I was so used to using Tourney X, it was just like bloop, 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 done. And it's not that Fishing Chaos is bad. It's not bad at all. It's just I hadn't had the time to spend to learn it like that. So it could have cost me big, but it didn't. But I did not call out a fish. So if you look here, I'm going to pull that back up for you. There is a 12.5, which was that very, very first fish I caught. I should have called that out. I had a 13 3/4. Well, if you do the math, 13 3/4 puts me where? Tied with Mr. Jim here. And I looked at Jim's list, and our tiebreaker, according to our rules, is who has the next biggest fish. Well, this 20 right here would have put your boy in 4th, but again, I learned. So it could have been higher stakes. I think in this case, it might have cost me $20, 2 AOI points, and some bragging rights. But I'm happy. I'm grateful that I finished where I finished, and I had a great time with all the other guys there. Good friend Henry Bajan. Henry is a great guy, great writer. If you get a chance to read Henry's writing, he's always writing about kayak fishing. All right, so before I end today, I do want to bring something dear to my heart. I am associated with autism anglers. I have someone that I care very, very deeply about who this autism affects, and she's a wonderful person. I love her to death. She's my kid, and so for that, anything I can do to support autism, I will. And about a year ago, Autism Anglers came out with this collaboration with 6 Guild to raise money. It took me a year to get it, so I had to take a little patience, but I am so absolutely stoked with the product that we was able to get. Got the wrong pictures here. So that's the box. This is what we got here. Autism Anglers. It's a 7-to-1 ratio reel. I have not used it yet. I just got it out the box. I put it on a cash and worm and rod. So it's gonna be on my worm rod, and hopefully it's gonna bring your boy some luck. And but it's a beautiful, beautiful reel. The craftsmanship, aluminum, is just wonderful. As you take a look at this, I mean, that thing is beautiful, y'all. Nicely painted. I mean, all the different colors. It has like the autism puzzle piece on the I can't think of the knob now. Where you turn down your spool, these are the foam on the grips. This is a great piece. I don't make a dime, but this goes to a good cause. So if you go to Autism Anglers on Facebook, you'll find them there. Go buy yourself one. It was. 6 Guild did good on it. I do also have the spinning rod they did, so I bought a little bit of everything. So with that being said, hey, I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Finding Fish with the Professor as we get right into the heart of the fishing season. I look forward to bringing you more videos. Please click subscribe, share this with somebody else, and most importantly, continue to pray. If you get an opportunity to fish, go fish. God bless you. Take care, and we see you next time. Peace.